Hi everybody, and welcome to the Dream Girl Trucking channel. Dream Girl isn't just for girls, it's for anybody who has a dream, is living a dream, or is working on their dream. Everybody ought to be one of the three, and if you're not building your own dream, then you're building somebody else's dream. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about day 2 of orientation for Stevens Trucking. This is not Stevens Transport with the blue trucks that run reefer out of Dallas. This is Stevens Trucking out of Reno, Oklahoma. They've got the red trucks with the solid white dry van trailers. Well, they got their logo on them. And they also got some new trailers coming out that have in the middle of them, they've got from the bottom to the top, a big American flag, and superimposed over it, it says Stevens Trucking. So those are going to be hard to miss. They run a lot of the Northeast, like from the Carolinas into Pennsylvania. They do New York City. They have one client, I think they said that, so that's like less than 1% of the time. Is it forced dispatch? Well, yes and no. When you turn down a load, you do not get your safety bonus at all. It's a safety and performance bonus put together. I have noticed that in this company, they ding you with money for everything. So they say that that's how you get drivers' attention. And yeah, that's probably true. For tolls, they pay all the tolls for lease purchase and for the company vehicles, but they do not pay... Let's see, only approved NTTA tolls are the only one. So the tech express lanes, they do not pay those. That will come back onto the driver for sure. I've never worked anywhere where anything came back onto the driver, but like I said here, they will financially ding you for everything. And that's not bad. It's really like, it seems to me that they're expecting us to be the professionals that we pretend to be when we put in our application. So, so I've got here a list, and I'm reading off of the book that they gave me. They have a monthly safety meeting the first Friday of every month. It's not the first Friday, it's the first Friday that's in a full week. And they want you to be there for it. And if you're not, they want you to watch it on your app. And if you don't watch it, then let's see, if you do not attend a meeting, you do not watch the video version of the meeting, you are ineligible to receive a safety bonus at the end of the quarter. So, like I said, there you ding for that. Let's see here. They do use Workhound to get your feedback. Let's see here. Freight dispatch. They do a lot of drop and hook. And they have people on the weekends. Now, I came from Bay and Bay, and this isn't bad on Bay and Bay. They're just what I have to compare. I don't know how it is where you work, but the weekend people, the nights and weekend people, they're very limited in what they can do. But here they're not. They have some nights and weekend people, and they can do everything. So let's see here. We have to work together to keep our customers satisfied with our service. If the delivery is late because of your negligence, the fines that they charge the company may be passed along to you. We're all familiar with the Walmart fines, and so I think that's a lot of what they're talking about. Not just Walmart, but other companies do it too. Let's see here. You got these trailer inspection sheets. They want you to inspect the trailers all the time. Let's see here. Here's one with a dollar sign. Lumpers. Once you pay for the service, you will immediately have to scan the receipt into TransFlow in order for us to get reimbursed. Your failure to do so may result in a fine. So there's that. So, and if they use a few broker loads and the brokers want you to download something so they can track you, you have to. And once again, I think that's because they find the company. So they keep saying that they want to maximize the profits so they can pay the drivers better. And so far, it seems right. We'll get more into bonuses and pay tomorrow. We had a lot of people coming in and talking to us today. Kudos to them. Everybody's got an open door policy. Everybody seemed very down to earth. Nobody was in there acting like I'm the office person. I mean, I had that at John Christner. Like, those people were like super snobby, came in, talked to us like, not so much like we were dogs, but you could tell that they thought that they were miles higher than us on the food chain, on the social scale. And they did not have an open door policy there. Let's see here. There's that, and the way that they do paperwork. When you skip through here, they pay for detention and breakdown and layover pay. And let's see here. This is this is the worst thing. I even asked, because even the owner came in and talked to us, which was really nice. He's super down to earth, joking around and just not at all acting like he's better than anybody. And I really like the fact that he is involved in, it's a nonprofit that is pushing the government to get rid of these bad licenses and, crack down on these trucking companies that have 3 men in a truck and pay each one $200 a week. And, that's how they do it. They've got 3 guys in the truck. They don't pay them anything. And, I think that some of them don't have any choice. They're told, you'll come over here, you'll stay in this truck, for 3 months. And if you don't do it, we'll kill your family, because that's the way that they do. I'm not trying to be sarcastic or mean or anything, but that is the way things work in these other countries. But I'll get more into what he's into politically later on. But here's the bad part, okay? You don't get a paycheck here for 3 weeks. You get one, I think your first paycheck is in 2 weeks, and that's for your 4 days, because you got orientation Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, that's all you get. Well, I got to go home, and another driver has to go home and pick up pets. We can't just zip out there and, make money. Now, they will give you 70% of your earnings. They'll forward that to you. But, to me, that's being in debt. If I have to borrow even from myself, it's just, I don't see, when I'm going to dig my way out of that. Hopefully, I will. But, 70% of my check, why can't they pay us in a more timely manner? But it was the owner I asked about that, and, he just kind of said, well, we know that it's hard on you, but it's hard on us too. So, which was not comforting, because everybody else pays faster. They should be able to as well. So, and if they're, whatever company they use for processing their stuff can't do that, then, maybe they need to change. I don't know, but that's a long way. If and we even said this, if the recruiters would prepare people for that, it would be a lot better, because a lot of people are hungry. It's not easy, even if you don't live paycheck to paycheck. Like, I don't live paycheck to paycheck, but still, can I go 3 weeks without a paycheck? No. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Borrow from myself, I guess, or, get a personal loan or something. It's like, well, it takes us 3 weeks to get you a full paycheck. So there you go. So I've got this on here, my little $, 0 idle for extra bonus, because you do get an extra bonus. So this is your bonuses over and above whatever the monthly pay is. It's, I think that they told me it was 73 cents a mile is what I could get up to with bonuses. So we'll see. So let's see here. OTR drivers, they've got OTR regional, and that's all they have on here. Because they also have oil field, like I said yesterday, but you have to live locally in order to be in the oil field. So OTR drivers must get the following miles to qualify for a service and performance bonus. 30,000 miles, which is a minimum of $2,300 per week to qualify for a $250 bonus, and I think they pay these out quarterly. 37,500 miles, which is a minimum of 2,800 miles a week to qualify for a $500 bonus. So, let's say I'm getting 3,000 miles a week. When I go home and I take my home time for 3 days, that's going to cost me my whole bonus, like, for the month. Or I think it is. I don't know. I'm going to have to ask about that. What do you guys think? I'm not really understanding all of this. Let's see here. Attend or watch all 3 safety meetings. And let's see here. And they're in the Driver Pulse 10th Street app. That's how we watch them. Utilize Loves in El Reno for 50% of your fuel purchases. Or if unable due to not coming to the yard often, because it's right there across the street, an average of 100 gallons each time you come to El Reno. Okay, so time off. We're allowed 3 approved days off, excluding paid vacation days. Must give 2 weeks notice for a day to be considered approved. $50 a day bonus deduction for every approved day after the first 3 days. So if I want to take 4 days off, I lose $50 of my bonus. And it goes up from there. Late delivery, 1 late delivery, even 1 late delivery. And there's reasons, if it's your fault. $100 deduction from your bonus. Second late delivery, an additional $250. So that's $350 from your bonus. Third late delivery, a complete loss of bonus. Any load refusal is a total loss of bonus. Any safety violation, regardless of if it results in a ticket or a fine, is a loss of bonus. Idle time must be 15% or below. So they have APUs, that shouldn't be hard. But it says extra idle bonus for those who idle 9% or less qualify for an extra $50 to $500. That's quite the span, isn't it? I'll have to ask about that tomorrow. Like I said, they're going to get more into this tomorrow. And here's my fuel mileage bonus. And it goes by the age of your truck. 2020 and newer trucks, that's what I got. I got a 2023 Volvo, but I can't remember the numbers on the side of it. It's a V&L, but then they've got I don't know, I think it was 760. I'm terrible with numbers. I would be the last to know. I didn't write it down. Okay, so 30,000 miles a month. That's 2,300 miles a week. And then I don't really understand this. $7.25 to $7.49. Oh, 7.25 to 7.49. I guess that's your mileage. Then you get 0.005 cents bonus. And then 7.50 to 7.74, you'll get 1 cent bonus. This doesn't make sense either. 7.75 plus, you'll get so you get 0.01 cents because it's 0.015. I think that's how that works. And so, but you get up here in the big, if you're going to do 2,800 miles a week, if you get 8.7 miles to the gallon or more, you get a 4-cent bonus. So, like I said, those are paid out quarterly, and they give you this big chart for that, so they let you know. And their driver-facing cameras, they do look at your eyeballs, and they do talk to you, and they will tell you to focus on the road. Your seatbelt, if your seatbelt is, just because you don't like it on your neck, and so if it's over your arm instead, then they'll call you up, and then you get dinged, and by dinged, I mean, I guess that's when you lose your bonus, but anyway, they'll call you up, and you get dinged. You put one fist, that's how much play you get, that's it. So, which is going to be hard for me, because I have to turn around and reach that yellow thing, and by the time I can reach it, I got too much slack in there. So, I don't know. Maybe I can just get some sort of a clip and clip it to where I need it. I don't know. I do not know. Maybe a big safety pin. I'm old enough to know what a safety pin is. Some of y'all are not, but I am. By the way, in case you're wondering, I am 62 years old. I like being old. I'm happy to be old. I don't care anything about going back and being young again. I'm not trying to be pitiful or pathetic, but my life was never great that I would want to go back to it. And as far as it goes for maturity, I wasn't. So, I mean, I didn't have a brain in my head most of my life. There's nothing I want to go back to. So I just, look forward to every single day, and I really enjoy life. I have so much fun that I'm single, and I love being single. I do not want to change that whatsoever at all. I don't even want a boyfriend whatsoever at all. But I'm so popular. Everybody wants to hang around with me. I like going and doing stuff. I had to buy a minivan. I'm single. So anyway, let's see here. That's the Tex Express. Drivers pay for expired permits. So if your permits are expired, you get a ticket, you're going to pay for that. Let's see here. But you just bring your permit book in there, and they've got a lady who will look at it. She don't mind it at all. At Bay and Bay, where I worked at before, and again, I'm not trying to say this is better or worse, but this is just, I was there 3 years, so this is about all I have to compare it to. But you had to keep up with your own permit book. There was nobody to look at it. They do say always keep track of how much you're supposed to be paid. They're at least honest about that, because they say it's never on purpose, but mistakes could happen. So there's that. Let's see. There's no extra pay for New York City if you do have to go there. Let's see. And can't refuse a loaner truck. You can't refuse any loads. They've got the APUs. They've got the green APUs too. I guess they're the electric ones. Because they buy trucks at different times that have different ones in there. Let's see. The hotel we stay in case you're wondering, is the Avid Hotel. A-V-I-D, like David, but with no D. And, let's see, where's it at? It's not in Reno. I guess you look at Oklahoma City, because, like, the airport is 5 minutes down the road. And that Chinese restaurant across the street is terrible. I think it's terrible. There's a Chili's over there, and one of the guys went over there and last night walked to the Italian restaurant. He said it was very inexpensive. The food was real good. There was a lot of it, and he said the meatballs were just absolutely humongous. And but that's the thing about this company too. They give you, well, breakfast comes from the hotel, and then they bring in lunch. Today we had food from, I can't remember, some submarine place. I had a big old salad, and it was, oh my gosh, it was delicious. But we get done about 4:30 or 5. They shuttle us back to the hotel, and if we want dinner, we walk in the heat. It's 100 degrees out there right now. So to me, that's terrible, but it's up to you. I'm not gonna make the judgment. I said what it was to me. I'm not gonna say it's, terrible, and you can't bring your food either. I mean, if you do, there's a microwave downstairs. I started to say there's no microwave, but there is one downstairs. There's no coffee maker up here. It's pretty. There's a refrigerator. There's one ice machine downstairs, and it's got these little disposable plastic buckets. So that's what you get. Because usually there's an ice bucket in your room too. There's not here. They want you to scan in all your paperwork when you pick it up, and like, there's so much drop and hook here. And I'm getting the feeling that there's quite a bit of what they call T-call, where you drop a load midway to delivery and somebody else picks it up and takes it. I get the feeling there's a lot of that. So they want those documents all scanned in when you pick up the trailer. And I'm sure that helps, because sometimes we forget to put the documents in the trailer, and so they've already got the copies of everything there if that happens. They want you to take a picture of when you get loaded. They want you to take a picture of your paperwork. Even if you're picking up a trailer that's already loaded, come to think of it, take your paperwork to the back and take a picture of your seal and your paperwork next to it. Not every page, but, And they want you to check the trailer number, because people do take off with the wrong trailer. We all make bonehead mistakes out here every once in a while. And y'all see why I don't wear my glasses, y'all? Because glare. But I'm having to read, so I'm wearing my glasses. And hopefully I'll get my contacts back pretty soon. Let's see. Oh, tires. This is interesting. Tires, when you have a blowout, they want you to bring your tire back there to the El Reno yard. And if you don't, and unless there's just absolutely nothing left of it, they'll charge you $65. But if you do bring it back, they'll pay you $25. And I noticed on the back of that Volvo that I got, it had like a little bracket. I want to say, well, so it was square, and then it had like that, and that's for putting that tire in. And it even had yellow straps on it. So they give you a way to bring the tire back. And you put it there, and you use a little chalk marker, and you put who you are so that you get credit for it. And let's see here. Seatbelt violations. Remember we talked about the seatbelts? If they call you up, it's a $25 fine and the loss of your safety performance bonus. Second time they have to call you up, it's a $50 fine and the loss of your safety and performance bonus. The third time, it's a $100 fine and 5 days suspension and the loss of your safety and performance bonus. Let's see here. He said that they get 200 speeding events where he has to call people for speeding. They will let you go 3 miles an hour over, but other than that, no. So, if they call you up for speeding, we're almost done here. If they call you up for speeding, the camera will ding you and tell you to slow down. So, it says 1 to 5 miles an hour over, but they don't call you for 3. Okay, so you can do 3. Letter of reprimand. 6 to 10, a 1-day suspension. 6 to 10 miles an hour over. 11 to 20 miles per hour over the speed limit, 3-day suspension. 20 plus miles per hour over the speed limit, you're fired. And there's nothing wrong with that. They're okay with you pulling over onto the shoulder to fix something as long as you can get all the way off of the road. And I think they're okay with one touch to your phone, but they are really going to be looking at that. They keep the camera facing you for the first 30 days. 30 days. And apparently there's some sort of score keeping that goes on there, that the computer keeps the score, it puts it on the tablet. And so as long as your score is above a certain number, then after 30 days, they'll turn off that camera that faces you. But it's still looking for if you touch your phone. It's just not recording sound anymore. And I think it's not actually recording what you're doing. But it's, like I said, it still utilizes that technology that's looking for probably your seatbelt in your phone. So I don't know. I don't know how they make it do that. But so I got a Volvo, like I said. And one guy got a Peterbilt, so they got Volvos, Peterbilts, and Kenworths. And they've also got Cascadias. And so mine has a refrigerator in it and a freezer. And it's got a bracket for the TV already in it. All the trucks have double bunks. If you want to have somebody with you, it's a passenger. It's $90 a year because you have to pay for the insurance. It's non-refundable, so if you pay it, and the story was that somebody paid it and then they broke up, and so that person never did get into the truck, and they wanted a refund. But no, because you don't get a refund once you pay for your insurance. They pay for it for the year. Now, if you, in a big truck, I really hadn't thought too much about this because I don't have passengers. But if you have a passenger and you didn't tell them about it and you're just driving around with a passenger, and you get caught and your company doesn't have a record of you're supposed to have a passenger, then you can get busted for human trafficking because, even if that person says, oh, yeah, I'm her kid, or I say her because I'm a her. Oh, I'm her kid, or, I'm her boyfriend or whatever, then, that you could go to prison for that. So we got one more day, and they still got some stuff to do for us, and then we're supposed to get our trucks, and I'll go home and get my cat. No, I don't like having a cat in the truck, and he doesn't like being in the truck, but there's nobody to take care of him at home longer than just a couple of 3 days, so he has to come with me because the cousins wanted him, and then the apartment's called, and they couldn't take the cat with them. So, I'm the one that brought the cat home, so ultimately he's my responsibility. Anyway, I guess that's all. Let's see, the video's 25 minutes long. Gosh, that's 10 minutes longer than my other ones. Well, at least it's not as short like it was yesterday. But I'll let y'all know. Oh, also, I wanted to say, I don't think that anybody thinks that I'm going to make it over here because, I mean, look at this old lady face. And they're probably thinking, she don't want no miles. She's probably lazy. You know, she's probably going to want to putt along and, you know, be in her truck doing nothing. Well, they don't know me because the highest compliment I ever got was from the guy. I was driving for the Russian mafia. And that guy said to me, "You drive like a man." That was a high compliment because I'm telling you what, most of us women don't. Well, and that's why I like having a cat instead of a dog. I could not do it. Could not stop and walk a dog. I would be like, somebody take this dog. I ain't stopping. I ain't stopping. You know, and so I'm like the guys, you know, I have a little coffee can instead of a jug, but I'm not going into the truck stop. That takes too long. You know, go all the way in there, park, blah, blah, blah. Not when I can, you know, just in a few minutes and keep going down the road. I'm going to keep my doors closed. I am out here for a reason, and it ain't to play. I'm out here for the money, by golly. And when my wheels are turning, I'm printing money. And I do not want to be out here if I'm not making any money. So I'm not going to waste my life sitting in the back of a truck, being leisurely, watching movies, playing video games, whatever. So, oh yeah, and they also look at you, and if you yawn too much, then yeah. So they're pretty strict. I don't know how long I will be working here, but you know, I don't know. I might not like it. But if the money's good and they got the miles and the equipment don't break down, so if you hear stories, just remember there's two sides to every story. And they did warn us very, very thoroughly and completely in orientation. If you do this, this will be the consequences. So we got to keep that in mind. And that's it. I will update you guys. It won't be tomorrow probably because once they get done with us in orientation, then we're going to probably hook up to a loaded trailer and go. They got a bunch of loaded trailers on the yard. They got a bunch of empty trailers. They say, here, you don't go chasing trailers. We have enough trailers. So, yay, that's great. And once again, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm acting like a country girl saying goodbye 5 or 6 times. But, okay, so goodbye. I'll see you next time. Everybody wish me luck. Put your comments down below because I answer everybody.